I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Welcome to Stop Drinking Alcohol Week 31. This week I got a question from Joe Mahoney or Mahoney, depending on where you come from. And it's, did you kick it on your own or with treatment? Basically, I kicked it on my own. I didn't really need anything. I'd got myself into a position before I quit that I was definitely going to quit. And I hated alcohol. And it was the last thing I ever wanted to do again was put more poison into my mouth. It's actually a known fact that most people, I think 75–80% of people who quit drinking do it on their own. They don't need any help. They don't have to go to an organization. They don't have to call themselves an alcoholic for the rest of their lives. They just do it on their own. They change their lives. Something happens that they know either it's a health issue or it's an environmental issue, or they just grow out of it, that kind of thing, and they basically change and move on. So I think most people can do it. What I wanted to focus on really this week was not to wait until you're ill, until you're sick to do something about your drinking. Don't say to yourself, well, I'm feeling all right and I'm not really getting any bad feelings, so I'll wait another year and see how things work out. I mean, it's a bit like closing the barn door after the horse has bolted. Most people that come to the internet looking for help, looking for advice, do so because they're starting to feel the negative effects of their drinking. So they're starting to get pains in their body, maybe in their liver, or they're just starting to feel a bit weird in their body with the too much drinking. The hangovers might be getting too much, like mine were, or alcohol might be affecting people really in their everyday lives. So their work might be affected, the family life might be affected. There's so many different things that just make people start to cop onto themselves, and start to question what they're doing. My best advice is to do it now while you're healthy and you remain healthy. And if you're a bit ill with it, quit drinking and everything will come about. You will get better. There's no doubt about it. There's an interesting comment that I got this week from John Beaver, and he says, just returned from the corner shop with tonight's six-pack. In front of me was a guy loading a bottle of vodka and 6 extra strong lagers into his bag. I caught his eye, and that brief glance from him said so much. I think a lot of problem drinkers, functional, are not quite sick enough to want to change, but you just get used to feeling crap the whole time, and it becomes normal. A great sight, thanks. And that's the big thing about drinking. It's so insipid in its nature. When you first start drinking, you get those hangovers that, last maybe, you get up the next day, but they're only a couple of hours, and then, once you've eaten something good and you've drank a lot of water, you start to come around, and by the evening time you could start again. But the overall effects, the lasting effects, they gradually creep up on you over the years, and it's only when you really start to get those pains in your liver that you really start to worry about it, and you think, oh Jesus, am I getting cirrhosis now? And it's human nature to sort of think that it's never going to be you. You're not going to be the one who gets any of these diseases. It's going to be the guy next door or across the street or down the road that's going to get cancer, or he's going to get a heart attack, or he's going to get cirrhosis of the liver. It's your problem in your drinking is not really as much as the guy in front of you in the queue who's buying a bit more drink. The big problem with many people is that they just don't want to feel any side effects at all. They don't want to feel the down when they stop drinking, but it's a natural part of your body detoxifying from the thing. You're gonna have to feel, in some cases you're gonna have to feel worse in order to get better, if that makes any sense. You need to go through that period of withdrawal. You need to go through those cravings and the side effects of not having drink in order to push out the other side. You have to do that. You've just got no choice. Some people prefer to look at this as a day-by-day approach, that just take it one day at a time, instead of looking at it like a long-term thing where you're never going to have a drink again, that people find that a daunting prospect. But there's different ways to look at this. I mean, I primed myself before I quit by just reading up all the bad stuff about alcohol, looking at my own life and putting my own life into perspective, and trying to figure out if there was any ways in my life that alcohol benefited me. And I just couldn't find any way. All I could see was the negative and the down effects on my own life. So by the time I quit, I was able to say to myself, I'm never ever going to drink again, and I'm going to enjoy watching this enemy that's been inside of me for so long. I'm going to enjoy watching it die slowly. And that's the way I looked at the cravings. You know, any cravings that I was getting, the sleepless nights and stuff, that was just watching my enemy dying slowly. It was its agony, its death throes. That's what you have to look at it like. I mean, if you look at it from that perspective, then you don't need to look at it as a day-by-day thing. You can look at it in the long term, and you can sort of say to yourself, well, I don't need it anymore. I don't need to poison myself. I don't need to risk having a heart attack or getting cancer or cirrhosis of the liver or all those other nasty complaints that you can get. So basically, it's as simple as that. You just need to brave out all the cravings, understand that the cravings are this bad thing inside you slowly losing its grip on you. You know, this is, the more you don't drink, as soon as you have a drink again, it's got you, it's back again like that. So if you don't drink, don't put the glass to your mouth in the first place and you have it beaten. Every time you don't drink, you're beating it down. That's the only way to look at it. So that's Stop Drinking Alcohol week 31. I still haven't got the newsletter up. I've got the first edition done, but I still have to put the links up on the website, so I will do that this week. If you've got any comments, stories, questions, just click down below, put it in the comments box, or go over to the website. Give us a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel over here. My name's Kevin O'Hara. This is Alcohol Mastery, onwards and upwards.